Hey guys, it is Stephanie with Festive Creations by Stephanie. How the heck are ya? I am getting ready to make a spring arrangement. Alright, so I am making a spring arrangement, and I do a lot of centerpieces and arrangements. This happens to be, actually, it can be used as a tabletop, just like it is here, or it comes with a hook to hang it, so make it a wall hanging. So whoever buys this, it's very versatile, and I actually meant to, I might have to improvise. I'm going to actually make it more of a wall hanging so that we have some greenery flowing over the sides. And I probably will end up on that side of the table getting some more greenery and add to this. But let me show you how easy peasy this is. So I picked out some greenery, some, of course, my favorite ficus leaves, but I got this at Gordman's department store, or they're like clothing, because I know there's a Gordman's like in southern United States that sells like craft supplies. It's not that Gordman's. So I'm going to use some ficus leaves. If you don't have ficus, you can use like leather fern. You guys, the greenery is going to be a personal preference, and you can get greenery. They have what they call an at-home store. This is greenery from the at-home store. I love the at-home, and this little arrangement right here was $6. So I picked this up there, but you can get greenery from several different places: Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Oh, Denisha. We're gonna have to figure out a different way. Marilyn, thank you so much. So, you know, get a variety of greenery, and to add contrast, you like the darker pigments with the lighter pigments, just different variety. And even, so even this bush has got even lighter yet. So we've got a lot of color going on. So I'm going to use my ficus. I've dissected it into smaller pieces. And so I'm just going to I'm adding some glue to the stems of my ficus, and I'm gonna, they're all wired. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I love the spray foam, and I spray it in containers, and it's hard as a rock. Hard as a rock. And holds stuff really, really super well. I think maybe one more for right now, and we'll see. All right, so we've started by adding some filler, and I'm coming out from the container itself. Now I'm going to add some of this greenery, and I don't need it as long as it is. See how long that is? So I'm actually going to cut this off in smaller, shorter pieces. And I'm going to use my pick machine, which I didn't put on my table first. So I'm going to cut this back, and I'm going to cut it right here at this joint. Because now I've got two pieces. So here's where I cut it at the joint. So I have a little bit of a stem right here, but this doesn't even show, it doesn't even look like I cut it off, right? All right, so see, I need to raise it up. Raise it up off the table. Let's use a roll of ribbon. There we go. So that raises it up so that because I actually want some of this flowing off the side, right? So that it can be used for a hanging. It's as a wall hanger. All right, so you see how now that's kind of flowing off the front a little bit. So we're going to do a little more flowing. And I knew I would probably want more greenery. So let me dissect this puppy. And this one is the one I got at the at-home store. Some of these are going to need some steel picks. All right, so let me get this, add a pick, spot to glue. I'm telling you. See, I don't even know if I'm going to need my glue gun. I'm just going to turn that sucker off. Because the glue gun I use a lot with grapevine arrangements. But the centerpiece arrangements like this, I use more of the glue pot. So I'm actually going to do some filler all the way through this. And it's not going to be the only filler I have, but it gives me a good base to start with. Let's put a couple more in the back. And the nice thing about this little wagon wheel is it's transparent. So if you put this on a tabletop or countertop or whatever, it will look nice from both sides. However, it does have a hook to hang on the wall. So I'm actually preparing it more for hanging rather than sitting on a surface. Let me turn it around here, guys. And I'm actually kind of scooting this so that the center of the wagon wheel is not totally occluded yet. But it still looks like a wet wagon wheel, right? Alright, so I'm cutting the tulip bush. I use my fancy dancy pick machine. Some pearl. And this is hard to do from this angle, so hang on. Let me entertain you. I'm actually going to extend this one a little bit taller. I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a sec. Alright, so what I'm going to do with this one is the tulips are all about the same height. So I'm going to add an extension to one of the stems because I want some tulips taller than the others. So I'm just taking an old piece of wire that I saved from a previous cut, and I'm going to wrap some floral wire around, or floral tape around it. There isn't near as many soaps anymore. Alright, so I'm just wrapping some floral tape around it to join the two together. And I'm only doing that because I want some height here. So I'm going to do that to this bunch. And maybe, let's see. Let me see. let's put some extension on this one. And so I save sometimes the wire stems that I cut off, and this is exactly why I save them, because I want to use them as an extension. All right, so again, some floral tape to join the two together. Let's bring it back over here in the center. And now we're going to use the two that I just added the extension, and it gives me some height on them, right? So let's add some glue, a spot to glue. And again, difficult to do from this side. You know I'm going to end up on the other side of this table, y'all, right? Because I want to make my focal point taller than the rest of my arrangement. Without sticking my fingers in the hot glue. Dun, 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 dun. I had a drop of glue slowly going down there. I was trying to catch it before it hit bottom. I did pretty good without burning myself. All right, so now we have the focal point right there in the center. So I started out with my tallest ones as my focal point. And I'm going to fill in, and I'm going to kind of evenly do this. So I've got a light lavender, dark lavender there. I'm going to do the opposite, same thing on the opposite side. Oh guys, look at that, look at that. So I'm going to now dissect this bush, and of course my stem cutter is on the other side, right? So hang on. Let me use my stem cutter here. I learned really quick though, when you use your stem cutter, it likes torpedoes the stem on the other side. So you better make sure that you've got clearance. You don't want to hit anybody. Oh, for Pete's sakes! For Pete's sakes! There we go. All right, I think I'm done with the stem cutter, and then I also picked out these ribbons. We're going to make a really simple, easy peasy bow to go along with this. But I'm loving the way this looks already. See, look, there's my leftovers. So now I'm going to go out to the sides, right? I'm going to go out on each side. So we're going to do one out at an angle here, and we're going to go opposite on the other side. Oh, I'm going to put a pretty little small bow. Absolutely. But my vision, you know how y'all have a vision of what you think you want it to look like before you start a project, or at least I do anyway. And see that white pop right there? Really helps bring out that contrasting color. Color, 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 and now I'm going to bring a little more color forward. and it's kind of bringing it out more 3D. Remember, I got this sitting on a roll of ribbon, so it's up off my table. I think I will. I think I'm going to cut this off and bring this. No, because that's kind of where I want to put a bow. I don't know. Do I? Do I not? I think I like the tulips there. Don't y'all like looking at the back of my head? I'm going to take these other two pieces and integrate those kind of evenly. Let me see if I want to go back here. I kind of like that. Yeah, I think I want to go back behind. All right, so let's go back here. Guys, I really like it just as it is. It's gorgeous, but I wonder. Oh, hang on, I'm like digging out 15 flowers are coming out together here. See? I'm thinking some of that grass in there. That's what I'm thinking. And I actually believe I got that at the at-home store as well. Where is it at? There it is. Of course, now that I've drug out 15, see how cute that is? That's going to add some different texture to our design. All right. Ooh, I love the way that just, boom! That gave it to a whole new level right there. Whole new level. That greenery. So let's look at it. Let's see. Let me zoom out a little bit. So so this is, I set it up so that you could hang it from a wall. And you've got that overhang. Now, if you chose to not hang it from a wall, it would be very easy to convert this to set down on a surface. But you still have the galvanized metal peeking through there and the rustic, and you know it's a wagon wheel. So I do not this grass. I have some, I actually should have used some of my other grass. I have some other grass that's in my store, some greenery. Just search greenery. It's there. It's there. I never thought about it. I could have used that grass. All right, so I'm just going to use, this is a lavender color burst. And I like it because it's got the variegated colors in there. The darker purple. Yeah, it's got darker purple. And then I also chose a cream colored linen because my wagon wheel is an off-white. So a bright white, a true white would not have complemented this at all. Now you guys know I'm on the wrong side of the table, so some of the things that I need now that I'm making this bow, I don't even know if I want to dovetail. You know what? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Hold the phone. Oh, zoom in on the ribbon? Sure. So there is the purple. Let's see if I can get lighting. See, when I get too close to the light, it's almost too much. You can't really tell. So there is the purple. And, okay. If we do just a small bow, let's just play for a minute. Hang on. Let's just do a pretend bow. Not a real bow. Not one of those real bows, like a fake one. Let's do a fake bow so we can get an idea. if we did something right off to the side there, it's going to have to be even smaller. No, I don't like it. But, hang on. So, these Floral Picks that you can get, they come in different lengths. And they come with the wire on the end of them that you can't even see. Look, there we go. These Floral Picks, these are great for attaching bows in flower arrangements. So let me bring this off to the side for the moment. And let me see my ribbon. And guys, again, I may put it on there and decide I don't love it. If I don't love it, it's going to go bye-bye. But it cannot be a big bow. I do know this much. Not very big loops. I had to look up at the camera. I'm like, oh, for Pete's sakes, am I not even zoomed in? Y'all can't even see what I'm doing. But you can! Surprise! Okay, so if I go this direction, and I say, I actually think I like that. I like it. Watch. Watch this come to life. Let me cut this off. And I'm going to add my little green I actually like that. Okay, I'm going to go with this. I only will see one problem, and that is that my pick's going to be a little too short, so I'm going to add a little length to the pick here in just a moment. But I'm going to glue this down to my ribbon before I fluff my bow. I want that to secure itself. Also, guys, if you don't have leftovers, like, so remember I said I save the leftovers when I'm cutting flowers, and I put them in a little jar. If you don't have those, in your kitchen section of the store, you will find wooden shish kebabs. Yep, they're awesome. So you can add some length using a wooden shish kebab and your floral tape. Boom. Spread this. Now you'll notice I'm holding on still right here, guys, because this wire that's attached to the green Floral Picks is not the strongest in the world. It's very, very thin. So I don't want to put any pressure on it per se. I just want to spread the loops, fluff that bow out a little bit without causing any pressure to that. Now, when I do bows for floral arrangements, they're not, they're a different kind of bow. So they're not as symmetrical, I guess. They're more whimsical. How's that? Lisa, take a glue gun, a blow dryer. Just take a blow dryer on high heat and warm that sticker up. It will soften the adhesive and it peels right off. Okay, now that I have a super long pick, which I know is going to be too long, but I'm not going to glue this in yet. Yep, okay, so I need to bring about 3 inches off of that. Let's take it down to 3. Now, one of the reasons that I chose this spot is, to me, it looks just a little naked right in there. So it's going to add a little pop of color. And of course, it's going to make it glow. All right, so I've got my bow. Now, even though I have that glued in there, it's not permanent. If I decide I don't like it later on, I'm okay with that, but I'm going to do some curls that you can't see. I'm just going to curl up the ends. Cutie patootie. What do you think? Well, I'm not going to be able to do one in yellow because this is the only wagon wheel I have of this sort. I almost bought 2 of them. I didn't, but I love the galvanized metal down there. I like the rustic farmhouse look. From behind, it's a nice clean look, right? Yeah, I'm going to leave the bow off. I agree. I think it just draws us away from the tulips, and that's the main attraction, right? Is the tulips. I want you, and spring, and how pretty, pretty, pretty. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a good night.